All right, so I finish off with rapid reaction. A lot of topics, a little bit of time. Let's go, Drink.
Let's roll, baby. Ravens coach Jim Harbaugh said his quarterback Lamar Jackson has to find a way to tighten up his game. Do you agree?
I do agree. I mean, you look at the Kansas City and Pittsburgh game, particularly last week. I mean, he had 4 turnovers. I mean, the development that we thought we'd see with him throwing the football, it doesn't appear to have happened yet. I think he's got to get a little bit better in that regard for Baltimore to be as good as we think they can be. Jets legend Joe Namath says he can see Trevor Lawrence leveraging a trade in the upcoming draft. You think Namath is onto something?
I absolutely think he's onto something. My only thing is, like, I haven't heard Trevor Lawrence name associated with baseball or another sport. Usually it's another sport into this that they use to leverage. But I do think he's on to something because, listen, Trevor Lawrence came out on record and said he's not the happiest about going to the Jets. So he done said it. It's possible that something could happen. So, yeah, I'm with old Joe on that. I think he's on to something. Major League Baseball released Silver Sluggers Thursday. Which one stood out to you the most?
Oh, well, the Atlanta Braves, they had 4. They had Freddie Freeman at first base, Ronald Acuna in the outfield, Travis d'Arnaud behind the plate, and another outfielder, Marcell Ozuna. That's just that's a lot of it. 4 out of 9, and that's quite a lot. And then Travis d'Arnaud, that's pretty surprising from the catcher position. He's a relatively unknown guy for the most part. So I think those are the big takeaways from those awards. The new GM coach combination of the Houston Rockets, and those are Rafael Stone and Steven Silas. They say a championship remains their goal. Is that a realistic expectation for the upcoming season?
No, but it's just like one of them things you got to copy and paste. Hey, what's your goal? Win a championship. What? You might not even win your division talking about championship. But listen, when you think about the 2 new guys on the block, they're inheriting a team with one of the best scorers the NBA ever seen. Then you got Russell Westbrook, So, listen, they got to come in with a certain level of confidence because of the players that they're inheriting. But at the end of the day, that sounds good. We'll see how it really pans out. The Wade Houston Tip-Off Classic announced its field will take place from November 25th to December 4th. Any of that action interest you?
They got Louisville from the ACC and Seton Hall from the Big East. Those are the headlining teams. The rest of them, no really big programs. But the one thing to keep in mind, there's a lot of mid-major teams who are projected to perhaps win their respective conferences, and we could see them in the NCAA tournament, assuming we get one. Let's hope that we do. So there could be some sneaky good some action. Maybe perhaps some teams like Winthrop, Washington. But definitely Louisville and Seton Hall, they're definitely worth paying attention to. Former Vikings defensive end and current Lion defensive end Everson Griffin, he took offense to Vikings coach Mike Zimmer referring to him as a good player. Does Griffin have a point, or is he being too sensitive?
Listen, he's being too sensitive. He sounds like a bitter baby mama. Like, don't be sitting over here trying to pick apart everything that's said about you. Like, he didn't say you was trash. He didn't say you wasn't up to the Viking standard or anything like that. He said you're a good player. Like, every NFL player is a good player. Like, if you actually think about it, to get to the NFL, you have to be a good player. Now, it's on you from that point to change the narrative of you being a good player to being whatever else you're trying to get to. That's on you. But, like, the coach supposed to whip out a dictionary synonym of good. Like, it is what it is. Like, yo, you was a good player. That's why we traded you. So stop being so sensitive. If you didn't want to hear it, you should have played better. All right? You should have stayed with your baby daddy if you didn't want to hear the backlash. It is what it is. Like, stop being so sensitive. You're a good player. Chicago White Sox shortstop said he would not change his style of play for new manager Tony La Russa. What do you make of these comments?
That comment was actually made by Tim Anderson. That's the fellow's name. That's my bust on that. But listen, I don't make too much of it. This is something you see from time to time with some of these young age, some of these younger ball players with some of the emotion that we see on the field. Talking about bat flips, some of that type of thing. Tim Anderson, he's definitely one of the more outspoken, and he plays with a little personality, plays with an edge. Antonio La Russa, he's one of the, he's 76 years old. I don't think he's managed in about 10 years. But I don't really see an issue. I think Tony La Russa, he's smart enough and to let Anderson do his thing. Show that personality when he makes something big happen. I really don't see it as a huge issue. The NBA Players Association has approved a plan to start the upcoming season on December 22nd, and that will include a 72-game season. That sounds pretty good to me, Drink. What about you?
Yeah, I gotta agree. It sounds good to me. And once again, shout out to Adam Silver. He's always out here hooking and jabbing with the NBA PA to try to find out ways to try to make things happen. How can I make the players happy? How can I make the owners happy? Want they won't. Let's put a bow on it. So, hey, I don't have a problem with it. We still get basketball before Christmas. 72 games. We won't even know is the difference by the time the end of the season comes. So, no, I don't have a problem with that at all. The NFL fined the Pittsburgh Steelers $250,000 and also Mike Tomlin $100,000 for COVID-19 violations. What are your thoughts?
It's stupid. I don't believe the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I could be wrong. I don't think Pittsburgh has been in the headlines for having positive COVID tests. So I think it's utterly ridiculous. I think the fact that coaches have to wear face coverings on the sideline, I think it's ridiculous. I think it's overblown. All these guys are going through the most rigorous of testing standards. Including, I'm sure the referees are having to do this as well. Any of these folks having to wear face coverings on a football field, I think it's ridiculous, and so are the fines. Last one, tomorrow evening on ESPN Plus in Las Vegas at the UFC Apex. It's a UFC light heavyweight main event between the number one ranked lightweight contender Thiago Santos and the number 3 ranked contender Glover Teixeira. Who you got?
Yeah, my bad on that. I'm taking Thiago Santos. Listen, he's coming out. This is his first fight coming out the injury when he fought John Jones for the title. But let me tell you something. This dude Hands is the real deal. I mean, the real deal. He hits like a train. And here's the thing. Glover Teixeira, at one point in his career, he was worth this headline matchup. Now, they just throwing anybody up there. Hey, you want to fight? You want to be the headline? Come on with it. Like, Glover Teixeira ain't been talking about nothing. Don't let the number 3 fool you. This dude been watched for quite a minute. I think Santos going to come out here and smoke this fool. And it just be my luck if Teixeira make it out of the second round. But, I'm going Santos by knockout probably in the first 3 rounds.
All right. Well, that concludes today's Drink of Wisdom. I'm Cody Ward.
I'm Jay Wise.
And I'm Nathan Drinker. And remember, make tomorrow better than today and make today better than yesterday. And you know what we going to do. We going to holler at you till next time, baby.